What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Christian Hanna Horror here today, and today we are doing, I think this is Volume 7 of Horror Blu-rays I want you to own. Now, I love this series. I'm so glad it's done well. I'm so glad that everybody likes to be involved in this. So, with this, I will share movies that I love. And the irony, or not irony, one of these I actually just got today and watched today and really loved, so I'm going to put it in this episode. Of course, you drop your comments. Let me know if you like the ones you see in here, and also let me know about what needs to make Volume 8. Let's be a part of this together. Let's make this our show. So without further ado, we'll get started at number 5. Again, there's no particular order because I'm recommending all of these, but usually my number 1 is like the one I really want to hammer home. Number 5 is Dr. Giggles. Now, this is a foreign Blu-ray, but it's region-free. I wouldn't do that to you guys. Dr. Giggles is, oh my God, I loved it. This is like one of those movies when I read up on it, I was like, ooh, that sounds great. It's an early 90s black comedy slasher with blood and guts in it. I've got to see Dr. Giggles. It was kind of hard to find. Luckily, though, I saw that this was on Walmart.com of all places, and it shipped from Zavi. It actually got to me in 4 days, so that is pretty remarkable. Dr. Giggles is great. One of my favorite lines from the movie is when he's killing this woman in the house, and he says, "If you think that hurt, wait till you get my bill." I lost it. I absolutely lost it, that line. I loved it. Not much in the way of special features, but this is a cult classic, in my opinion. It's a shame that Scream Factory hasn't done it, but until now, this is the way you can own it. And the Blu-ray looks pretty good. It's certainly a 1080p presentation. High recommend, guys. Dr. Giggles. I know it's red. I know it looks like a German Blu-ray because it is, but it's region-free. So make sure you get your hands on Dr. Giggles. Coming in at number 4 is, this is just amazing. You guys need to have this one. Criterion release of Scanners. Now, they did an amazing job on this. This is the only way I could ever watch this movie from now on. If it's Criterion, they put the utmost care and attention into it. It's David Cronenberg. I think he's one of the greatest directors of all time. He's like A24 movies before A24 existed, I think, is one way to put it. Scanners is top 3 for me. I love Scanners. Number 1 for me is still The Fly, but Scanners is top 3. Amazing film. Why do you need this one? 2K digital transfer, supervised by David Cronenberg, so you're getting it as close to the original vision that he did when filming it as possible. Great 2014 documentary, special features, interview from Michael Ironside, 2012 interview with actor Stephen Lack, excerpts from 1981 interviews with Cronenberg, restored 2K transfer of Stereo, Cronenberg's first feature film, which was pretty cool. So an extra film on there, which I never watched that yet, but a booklet featuring an essay by critic Kim Newman. That was great. I love the booklet. Great release. One of my favorite movies on the planet, Scanners, guys. If you have this movie on an old release, I highly implore you to upgrade. This is the best way to see this film. If you haven't seen it, trust me, you'll love it. Scanners is a classic. Now, I don't know why this might be controversial. It kind of makes me nervous to talk about this film because I don't know, this is a polarizing guy. On the region-free show, which I love being a part of, with Pizzal and friends, we poke fun at Eli Roth. We call him, Master of Horror, Eli Roth. And I can poke fun. I like to have fun, right? But the truth is, there is some Eli Roth stuff I love. Some of the stuff he's produced, like Haunt, like Clown. I love Hostel. And, I watched this movie today, actually. I had never seen it. At least I don't remember seeing it, not in its entirety. Scream Factory put this out, I think, last year. I wanted to get it, but I wouldn't see it on Amazon, and they had it on Scream Factory's website, and I got it. I watched it just now. Green Inferno. I fell in love with Green Inferno. I loved this movie. Wow, I loved it. And I'm so glad I got this Scream Factory release because I don't really think they phoned this in, despite the fact that this is a relatively newer movie. I think it was 2013 when it came out. Yeah, but the Blu-ray released last year. Green Inferno, I loved it. Now, obviously, the movie is an homage to the old exploitative, cannibal-style movies, and that's what it is. So it's a cannibal-style movie with these protesters or activists is a better word. They're trying to preserve this land that's going to be demolished out in a foreign, abandoned place, like this old ritual-looking island, and the people that inhabit this place. I mean, look at the cover art of that. You could tell they're crazy. Look at that guy in the middle with the boar stuff coming out of his nose. These were creepy village people that were cannibals, but they didn't know that they were cannibals. So they become victims in this group, and you're behind this main focus of this one girl who's really just trying to find her place. and they have to survive when they get captured. It was brutal. There was a lot of body parts everywhere, a lot of bodies on trees. Like I said, a great homage to that era, those Cannibal Holocaust, Cannibal Ferox, those style of movies. Great tribute, I think, to those films. Now, the Scream Factory Blu-ray, I think, is great because it comes with the CD soundtrack, which I really enjoyed. The music really sounded good, and it's got new interviews for this Blu-ray. So despite it being a relatively newer film, they have new interviews for this. So I don't know. I really like this movie. I mean, I know it may not be everybody's cup of tea, but if you haven't seen it, I implore you to at least check it out. And if you like it, then this Blu-ray would be worth purchasing, in my opinion. But I loved Green Inferno. Coming up next is another classic. This is this Arrow Video Blu-ray that I can't say enough good things about, guys. I got to drive this one home as much as I can. Vamp. Vamp is a masterpiece. I think it's a great vampire movie. I love every inch of this film. I think it's a sexy film. I think it's a funny film. I think it's a scary film. I think it's a great transformation film. I think it's got a great cast. Grace Jones is wild. Robert Russler is fantastic in this. We all know Robert Russler is Grady from Nightmare Part 2. Vamp is a must-own. I think it's a must-see. This is a great Blu-ray with a great little documentary, some cast and crew interviews. Loved it. Vamp, guys. Please make sure you get this film. Please make sure you've seen this film. Please make sure you own this film. I don't want this to go out of print and you guys not be able to get it. I don't want that to happen. Trust me. We need to make this film as big as Fright Night. Last but certainly not least, this was one of the very first Arrow Video Blu-rays I remember buying when I first started becoming addicted to Amazon ordering movies. Where I used to, before this, I would just kind of wait for stuff to show up at FYE, and then I was like, well, let me check out this Amazon thing that everybody always talks about. Then I realized, oh boy, they actually have a lot of stuff on here. Slugs. Now, this movie, I can't say enough good things about. I love Slugs. Slugs is fantastic from A to Z. I mean, it lives up to its name in a weird sense. I know that sounds weird because it's a movie called Slugs, but it lives up to that. It's deathly entertaining. It's extremely funny. It's extremely, extremely gooey and nasty, and there's tons of slugs. I love this movie. It's a great-looking Blu-ray. I think it's a 2K restoration. Slugs is a 10 out of 10. I loved it so much. This has got tons of special features, audio commentaries. The people in the film had fun making the film. The people did their best in the film. It's one of those modest-budgeted movies, but they got everything out of the dollar, and Slugs is great. A classic in its own right, guys. Definitely check out Slugs. Definitely own Slugs. So there it is. I think that was Volume 7, guys. Some interesting titles. Some titles I just saw. Some titles that I've reviewed once before in a galaxy far, far away. So yeah, Volume 7 is what that was. Please let me know what else I need to have for Volume 8. Of course, make this our show. You let me guys know what you liked from this list. Let me know what you're enticed to check out, and let me know what needs to be in Volume 8. Until then, this is Christian Hanna Horror. We'll see you next time.